don't think that there is any such thing as work-life balance.
Really? Okay. All right. Tell me about that.
Well, because that implies that work and life are two opposite things. And for most people, their work is their life. And so it's kind of setting yourself up to lose, because we probably spend more of our waking hours at work than doing anything else. And so there really is no way to balance, that automatically sort of creates this mindset that work is the negative, the unfun stuff, the unlife stuff. And then we have our life. But in life, we also have our bills and our families and sickness and, things that happen.
Well, today we are going to have a lot of fun because I have the CEO and founder of the Doctor of Fun, and her mission is to inject fun into organizations so that people become more engaged and energized and, best of all, happier. She is a speaker and a fun specialist. I mean, what an amazing title, right? And she's the host of the upcoming Get in the Game show, which is a recurring segment on ABC. So I want to welcome the Doctor of Fun herself, Megan Bendtzen.
Yay!
Oh, I love that. The heart. I need some signs.
Welcome
too.
to the show.
I guess I should have planned that better.
That's okay.
So I have this saying that if it's not fun, why do it? But what I have found sometimes in business, that fun is kind of considered to be childish or maybe non-productive. So what do you say to that?
That drives me so crazy. I can't even tell you, because I feel like my whole life I was in trouble because I was always
Me too.
right. Oh gosh, I know. Well, listen, there's so much data, there's so many studies out there that prove productivity goes up, profitability goes up, people are more engaged and focused in what they're doing when they're happier and having fun. And so I always say that the real way to get serious results is to get serious about fun. And it doesn't mean that, it's not about being childish and not taking work seriously. It's just about being in a happy mental state so that we can give our business our best.
Oh, absolutely. And don't you think too, like when your employees or your workplace, if people are in this fun and happy state, the chances are you're going to have employee retention go up, productivity go up, everything go up.
There's actual stats out there that I think, I want to say that retention, 59% is the stat, and it's either that turnover is reduced by 59% when people are having fun and engaged in their work. And there's so many other stats about profits that go like over 21%. And these are real, Forbes is putting out this information. So it's real, people.
I totally agree, because I think back to when I was an employee and, when I was having fun, like my sales numbers were so much higher. And, it was just, I was so much more committed. And I think everybody around me had that same mindset. So I totally agree with you about fun. I love fun. You need to almost come up with an acronym about, like FUN, like what it stands for, and have it be like something really kooky and fun. But maybe that's for another show, right?
Good idea. Yeah. Fun. I mean, who doesn't love fun? I don't know. Tell me one person that doesn't love to laugh, and doesn't feel good. That's what we're here for. A lot of people think we're put on this earth to be miserable, or at least they walk around like that's what we're meant for. And that's not true.
So it's interesting that you said that, because I read something on your website about there is no such thing as a light at the end of the tunnel. So like if you're working really hard and you're like, oh, I'll have fun later in life, or I'll have later when I get somewhere. Tell me what you think about that.
Yeah, that is the single biggest lie that we have all been told our entire lives. This whole idea of the pursuit of happiness, the
Mm.
idea that fun is to be earned or pursued, or it happens at the end. And I say the end of what? you know? I mean, and so the phrase about the light at the end of the tunnel, it's like we're always waiting to get through the unfun stuff. And we're waiting, like, as soon as I finish this project, then, la, la,
Mm.
la. Or as soon as I get through this, or there's got to be light at the end of the tunnel. No, there's not. There's always going to be stuff. There's always going to be more stuff that we have to deal with because that's just life. There's always stuff going on. You're scrolling social media and you're seeing people that are having the time of their lives. They've got stuff going on behind the scenes. And so we have to stop waiting for the light at the end of the tunnel, and we need to be the light in the tunnel.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost like having that work-life balance then, right?
I don't think that there is any such thing as work-life balance.
Really? Okay. All right. Tell me about that.
Well, because that implies that work and life are two opposite things. And
Ah.
for most people, their work is their life. And so it's kind of setting yourself up to lose, because we probably spend more of our waking hours at work than doing anything else. And so
Mm.
there really is no way to balance, I mean, that automatically sort of creates this mindset that work is the negative, the unfun stuff, the unlife stuff. And then we have our life. But in life, we also have our bills and our families and sickness and things that happen. Anyway, so I get on a soapbox about the work-life balance talk because I
No,
feel like,
I really like that
yeah,
perspective because it's really true. Just the way that you explained it. Yeah, because exactly. If you're looking at work and it's drudgery, right?
yeah, yeah.
In essence, you're out of everything's out of balance, right? So yeah, I totally agree. So how can you inject fun into everyday, let's start first off, everyday work, and then maybe everyday like your personal life?
So, some people have this idea that it should be spontaneous and easy, and that fun is just something that, you know, like we said earlier, that it happens at the end, or it's something meant for at the end of a workday, or when we have to earn it. And fun is actually serious business. It takes work to be happy. When you look at happy people and you think, they don't have anything to worry about, and when is my turn? When are my problems going to be over? They're not. So we have to find ways to make the unfun things fun. And so when you think about how do we inject fun into our everyday life, it starts with just, first of all, not taking yourself so seriously.
Mhm. Right.
Because you have to be able to laugh at yourself and the things happening around us. Because there is so much negativity in this world right now. And so we could all use a little laughter and lightness.
Oh, absolutely. So how
It,
do you switch though? Like let's say something just blew up, whatever it might be. I don't know.
yeah.
How do you go from like, oh, this thing just blew up to laughing about it? I guess probably like you almost have no choice, right? You can either be sad or you could be like, oh, right, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you got to deal with it anyway. So wouldn't it be a lot easier to deal with it if you were dealing with it with, a sense of humor about it? I mean, stuff is going to happen anyway. We have to deal with it. So we might as well embrace it and have fun with it. There's always something to take from it, whether it's some kind of life lesson or some kind of silver lining, or we learn something. And that doesn't mean that we go through life with these rose-colored goggles, right? Or that we don't take, there are some serious things that happen.
Mhm.
But you just got to decide, how much time do you want to spend wallowing,
Right.
living,
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's not fun.
No, that's no way to live.
Yeah, there's definitely no way to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I know that gamification is turning into a bigger thing in the business world, in the corporate world. So, how do you get people to engage in gamification? So, like in reference, just to give you a little reference, let's just say if you've spoken to some of the leadership that's out there, and they're like, we want this because we want our employees to be happy, we want them to you'd be more productive and all that type of stuff. But for employees, sometimes it's just like something else that they have to do, right? In the workday, like they'll have to, there's some game that they have to complete. So how do you get them engaged in that?
It's so much easier to be chairman of the board, right? BORED.
Right.
So much easier just to, get up and give your presentation or present your facts, or, then it takes work to gamify something or to make something fun and engaging. And once you do, like, okay, so when I was in corporate America, I was always trying to find ways to get my customers engaged and to get I would have to do these trainings on very boring subject matter, like a lot of medical terminology. And I noticed they would be just checked out. There was actually a doctor that was falling asleep in front of me as I was presenting. So that's when kind of the light bulbs went off for me that I've got to make this fun. I've got to make this engaging. And the funny thing is that even the most difficult people that roll their eyes in the back of the room and are saying, oh God, we're going to be doing this now, those are the most competitive, the most engaged. You just got to do it. You just got to try it. It might seem silly. It might seem out of your comfort zone, but people love to be engaged. They love competition. They love fun. They love laughter. They love winning. So make it easy for people to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love how you said something about competition, because I've had this similar experience. I come mostly from the medical side of selling, and same thing. You would see people get bored or whatever, and the minute you made it into a game, or there were prizes,
Yeah.
like sometimes I would just bring candy, especially if it was something really, really early morning and I saw people falling asleep. I pick something up and throw it at them, so, like a little candy bar or something like that. And that woke everybody up. And then you talk about prizes as well, too. I know that that's always, a big thing, because you're right, we're competitive.
People love to win. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a complicated price. You don't even have to spend any money. I put on a whole dinner meeting one time, and I had the prizes were hidden inside these little eggs, right? Little Easter eggs. And so they got to reach into the bucket and grab out their prize. And the prize, it was a big deal. They opened it. They had to read their paper. I had them stand up and they read it out loud. And the prize was either a round of applause from the entire room, or a hug from the person next to you, or a pat on the back from everyone around you. And it made people laugh. It was funny. It didn't cost a thing, but people had so much fun with it.
That's such a great idea. Like, really such a great idea for everybody that's out there that's listening, that does meetings, that sometimes can get boring. Oh my gosh, that is so good. What about in this day and age, we do a lot of Zoom, right?
Yes.
So what about, and there's always a lot of Zoom conference calls in the business world.
Yes.
So can you do that over Zoom too?
Yes. In fact, Zoom is set up to, I don't know if in the Zoom, the video settings, you can go into the filters, and they have like silly hats and mustaches, and they have all these little costume pieces that you can put on. And
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, it is so fun and easy. They have
We
makeup.
should have shown up with that on, because it's being recorded by video as well.
My little mustache. They've got sunglasses. They got like little rabbit ears and pig ears, and It's pretty fun. The other idea is they have this what's called immersive view. And so you can take any photo and make it your background, and then you can move people around the screen. So instead of everyone just being in the boring gallery view, you could be out on a soccer field, or you could be on a game show set, and everyone could be in a little podium, which is kind of what am using
Wow.
for my little game show. But
I had no idea.
anyway,
I'm actually going to
yeah,
have to look for that. I didn't know.
it's so cool. And that's within Zoom. And then aside from that, yeah, there's so many ways to get people engaged on Zoom with little games, having them compete in the chat instead of just talking and giving all your talking points. If you're doing a training, ask questions, make it a quiz, make it a game show, and say, okay, whoever types their name into the chat first, it's like buzzing in, right? So whoever's name appears first gets to answer, and then they get a round of applause from everyone as their prize.
Oh, that's just so fun. I just said it. That's so fun.
That's the whole goal.
That's right. That's right. So I've been itching to ask you this question in the entire interview. So tell me about your game show.
And I am so excited about it. Like, this is something that has really sort of taken over my life lately because it's such an amazing opportunity. Part of what I offer to organizations is gamifying their training content. And I came up with this idea to do a personal development game show because, again, like we were talking about at the beginning, the world is hurting right now. There's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of rudeness. I mean, some of the things on social media it's appalling.
Right.
And there's a lot of people doing horrific things in the world. And people that are happy, that are grateful, that are giving and loving and full of laughter don't do things like that. So this is a big mission, and we need to spread this across the world. And so my game show is all about spreading laughter and joy. And all of the game questions are designed I use what I call phonology and neuroscience. And when we combine those two things, all the questions are designed to trigger some sort of brain activity that triggers mood enhancing chemicals in your brain, that helps you become more focused, that helps you become more productive, that helps you bring more joy into your life. So all the questions are designed in that way. And it's just hilarious. We just laugh and spread joy. That's the whole goal of the show. And I have an incredible opportunity right now. ABC, there's a show on ABC that is going to be running a piece of my game show in a segment of their show on a recurring basis. And so
that's so great. I feel like clapping.
We're going to ABC.
Blow out the sound here.
Like, excited about that.
So amazing. So amazing. So tell me, where can people find you?
thedoctoroffun.com, and all my info is there. I have, we are always looking for contestants for the game show. It's called Get in the Game Show, by the way, because life is a game and you get to play one time. And so you got to get off the sidelines and get in the game. So that's the whole premise behind the game show. But we are always looking for contestants, and we're looking for virtual studio audience members. So you can find out how to attend a taping of the show on the website.
So amazing. So for everyone that's listening, if you're interested in being a contestant or being in the studio audience, because I have a feeling the studio audience is a lot of fun too, yes. Go to thedoctoroffun.com. And I'm sure there's probably a place to apply or someplace on your site to do that. Megan, yes. It's been so much fun.
Oh, well, I knew this was going to be fun. How can it not be? The professional rule breaker, like that's right up my alley.
Well, that's also part of it too, because one of the things I teach is, to stand out from the competition is to be happy and to have fun and be engaging with your customer, because there's so many salespeople that just kind of go in and they're kind of boring.
Boring. Yes.
Right? They're
Oh, I know.
boring. They're just there for the transaction. They're not really there to help people. And you know what? Your customer will always, always know that. So if you're there and they have fun and they laugh, they're going to remember you. And you're also going to be the one that they're going to pick up the phone to call when they're having one of these days that they just need to pick me up. So, and that's who you want to be for them. So, but
Absolutely. And I'll just say one more quick little thing that I do have all kinds of ideas and tips, and I'm happy to share. I am on all social media as well. So the Doctor of Fun on Instagram and TikTok and LinkedIn and Facebook. So
fantastic.
I'm happy
Oh,
to share my ideas.
so everyone, again, go check out Megan at the Doctor of Fun. Look for her on social as well, and we'll have the links in the show notes as well. But I just want to thank you for having such a fun, allowing me to have such a fun interview. I love
Oh,
it. Absolutely love it.
thank you, Kathy. Thank you for being so fun and open and for spreading this message, because
That's right.
it's
That's right.
it's an important one.
Yeah,
So thank
today
you.
is a day of fun, and let's make every day a day of fun, right?
Yes.
All right. Oh, I love it with a bell. Thanks again, Megan.
Thank you, Kathy.